Alright, hey, welcome you guys. So today I'm just having a little coffee and I wanted to talk about more of like what's going on in my life and my ideas about personality and stuff. I wish I could get more subscribers, but I guess I'll get what I deserve, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I have a lot of issues with my family in general, and I've talked about my mom here before, but she's very ENFP, and after so much therapy, kind of established that like she has probably some issues with borderline personality disorder and hoarding, and to me she can be very innocent, often oblivious, childlike. Not childlike in the way that an INFP is, just like purely innocent, but childlike in that there's no maturity and no way to handle emotions or be really like aware of them. And recently, so I've been recovering from a neck injury, a really bad one, for a long time. I had surgery a while back. I've been healing from nerve damage, and I thought it was almost better this summer after a lot of like painful sort of like physical therapy. But recently I started to have some neuropathy. My palms went numb, and then my feet went numb, and my feet have like kind of gone numb before, so I thought it would go away, but like it quickly got to the point where like I couldn't walk and I couldn't function, and it was very scary. And though I don't have health insurance, I had to go have a hospital stay, incur a lot of debt. The MRI of my neck showed that there's inflammation near the injury, so like it might have to do with it. It might be a B12 deficiency causing some demyelination. And I had to ask my mom to come help me because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even eat or drive. And the same day that she was supposed to leave, her house was on fire, burned down. And her neighbor saw the flames under the house and told her to get out with her animals in time. Otherwise, it would have killed her. She would have been dead. But the house that she's hoarded everything in for my whole life, the house that is her tomb basically and has ruined our family, is gone now. And all of those precious things that she's harbored there they're gone. And instead of opting for repairs, she's going to opt for depreciated insurance returns, a claim, and she's just going to get rid of everything. She's going to move somewhere else, start a new life. So I'm kind of proud of that. For her, I'm happy for her in this way. But she was late coming. I had to stay in the hospital longer. Her sister had come to help her in Texas take care of things because she's a business person. She's good at that sort of thing. She's very ESFP. ESFP likes materialism and fun in the moment and to be around people. Doesn't ever like to address anything deeper or like take care of business. Will take her anger and her BS out on people and vent and hurt them just to feel better. But we were supposed to go see her for Thanksgiving, and I haven't really seen anyone in my family for years. Because I ended up, after so many things had happened, and I was so fed up, I ended up posting on everyone's wall and saying that, like, I'll always be open to your love. But while I have been crippled and dying and homeless and starving for years, you guys have completely abandoned me. And when I asked for help, you're not there. And you're there to indulge in your own wealth and to take fancy vacations around the world and to take wonderful care of yourselves and each other. But for some reason, maybe because I grew up poor with a crazy mother who no one can handle, you guys just wrote me off like a really long time ago. And no one ever responded to that. No one ever responded to that message. Because I just couldn't take it anymore, just sitting there loving everyone all the time and hearing the nasty rumors they would spread instead of any sort of love or help. Because they're Christians, but they're hypocritical and they're worldly, and all they care about is appearances and not real spirituality like I do. And they hate me because I dare to question and I dare to have integrity. To me, that's the life of an INFP, that you have integrity. You are like this expansive entity that is a solid existence, and either anyone else can join your perfect reality or there will be fundamental conflict. And even though INFPs are sweet and they never want conflict and they care for everyone deeply, they get attacked for this reason. And I think it's a spiritual thing, and I talk about this all the time, but I think INFPs are righteous, though I think it's possible, especially if they're less developed, that, you know, sometimes before they figured it out, they can come to fundamentally incorrect conclusions that can rule or destroy their lives. But so I'm like always on the lookout for that, for what, where I might be incorrect, or maybe I have a conviction that I haven't really checked properly. So it's a huge responsibility, I think. But anyway, this ESFP aunt had bought a beach condo in Florida, about a 10-hour drive from here, that she's been in for like over 5 years now. And her INFJ husband of like, I don't even remember, like 30 something years, I guess now, just lives there. And he has like ADD and can't hold a job really, but he just like hangs out, and she's always just kind of like wearing the pants. And like this is my like criticism of INFJs, is that the things that like are so obvious with someone like him, where like this ENFP aunt will be like wreaking havoc with her emotional lack of control and volatility, and he's always just been completely passive aggressive. He would never address anything. He would avoid a conflict at any cost. Sacrificing his own daughter's anxiety disorder for the abuse from this anger that she's taken. He would defend nothing. He would say nothing. To me, it's the most like pathetic, harmful thing in the world. And I know like he sees himself, he's depressed and like hates himself, but I think he also thinks that makes him better than people somehow. And I think INFJs are weak in that way, because an INFP, like, we're similar, we're gentle like they are, but we'll fight for what's right. We'll be brave. We'll do what has to be done, whatever the cost. We wouldn't sacrifice things that really matter. That's why I respect the hell out of INFPs. Anyway, but like he has like other things, like like he's been one of the people in the family who's like actually like understood the reality of what I've gone through on some level, and things that have happened to me. But like he also like he doesn't understand science, and he's read like some weird, like decades ago, like weird fringe like extreme Christian, fundamentalist Christian books that tried to say that like science is a conspiracy. And I'm a scientist, I'm a neuroscientist, and for years like I've gone on Facebook and I've explained all these things very carefully, and I've shown things simply and shown the research that can't be argued with, etc. And he was there for years, but he would never give in to anything. And at this point, I'm just like, I'm done. Like, he does not have an open mind. He has no interest in learning or changing. He just thinks he knows better. And to me, that's the thing about INFJs. Like, even though they're so great and so interesting and unique, that they are so deluded about just about everything, like unlike an INFP, which can tell the truth and reality from fantasy. INFJs get lost in false perception, and like they adopt conspiracy theories and all sorts of weird things, and they literally can't tell, but they think they can at the same time, and it's dangerous. I don't respect it. Sorry. But anyway, so this ESFP and INFJ, aunt and uncle, we went to go see them with my mom, the ESFP, for Thanksgiving. And like tensions were already high from like her visit to help my mom with her burned down house. But like we made it, for a couple of days, and I just tried to be, my aunt's like, you better not talk about anything. I just try to be like sweet and grateful, but like they love Trump, and she's like, you say anything bad about Trump, I find it like personally offensive. And I see that Trump is a horrible person, and I see the horrible things that he does, and I see how nasty and evil he is, and I'm so disgusted that like I can't just like completely shut my mouth about it. It's a horrible thing. So like I probably made like a few offhanded remarks, and she took it very personally. And there's this other thing where like I have been horrifically crippled for my adult life from this neck injury. And the MRIs and the doctors and everyone has confirmed it. And I had surgery, and my spinal cord was crushed. I had stenosis and nerve damage, and I wanted to die. I wanted nothing but death from this like horrific pain and exhaustion for so long, but I did the impossible things of pushing myself through school and life and fighting to escape it instead of killing myself. Though I tried to once. My family just doesn't take it seriously, and they don't have any idea, like they don't care how close I was to death, how I was having seizures all the time, every day, and I was spending all of this time in the hospital, and I couldn't eat, and I couldn't sleep, and I was dying, and I was homeless, and I lost my insurance and everything. No one cared. No one ever cared about me, and they hate me. They spread nasty rumors, and they hate me for complaining about this, for saying that it's real, because it was. It's the most horrible thing anyone could ever go through. Plus, like other things have happened to me, like my house was broken into, and I was held at gunpoint for hours, begging for my life. And there's all of this perfect evidence for it. Like the neighbors heard it, and the neighbors found one of their black ski masks. And after all these policemen laughed at me and mocked me, I told them there was someone else in the house. They didn't look closely enough. And when I came back days later, they had all watched me perfectly lock and deadbolt this perfectly intact wooden door with the perfectly intact metal cage in front of it. And when I came back, the wooden door frame was busted. The door was off its hinges and wide open, and the metal cage was bent and busted open. And I brought the police back, the corrupt Los Angeles police, and they wouldn't believe it. And my family wouldn't believe it. And they just spread rumors, and they hate me for bringing it up and for talking about it, because I don't understand. Like, they're just deluded, and they hate me for the horrible things that happened to me, because I don't have the protection that they do. So anyway, we made it through a couple of days with my family, and we made it through Thanksgiving dinner, and the next day we were going to this dog bar. She wanted to do, like, she's good at thinking of fun things like that. My aunt and my uncle was the first thing he was going to go along with. And she, like, ended up saying something about Trump. I made this comment that, and she's like, you better not say anything. And I made this comment that I actually believe in morality. And she told me, like, how personally hurtful and offensive it is for anyone to say anything negative about Trump, and how I better not. And that was all I had to say, but she was really upset. And she ended up, like, badgering me about how, like, I just make horrible decisions in life and everything's my fault. And I was like, no, I have been crippled and you haven't cared. And she screamed back and was like, you were never crippled. And I was like, yes, I was. And we're screaming back and forth. And she was like, you were never crippled. And I was like, yes, I was. My entire adult life has been horrific, crippling pain where I've just been stuck, unable to move. And just because I am absolutely killing myself, forcing myself to, like, have a life sometimes, she's not proud, she's not brave, she's not encouraging. She uses that as evidence that it's not real. She has no understanding, she doesn't care, all she does is hate. And so, like, we screamed back and forth. She was like, you're never crippled. And I was like, yes, I was. Several times. And then she was so mad, she grabbed my throat, wanted to choke me out. And my mom was joining in the whole time, like, ganging up, and they're just both just calling me this terrible person. And I just told them they hate themselves inside. Because they do. They're just bad. Like, they were just rotten. Like, so many people are. And they say, like, I have no love in my heart. And it's not real. It's not true. Because I'm so perfectly pure. And I love everyone. And, as an INFP, you know, we're a mirror. We're a mirror to people. And that's a big part of why they often don't like us, because we show them the ugly parts of themselves that they don't want to see, and then they're so effed up that they think that we're the ones who are those things that they are unwilling to see in themselves. But no, we're just reflecting it back, and they can't see how good and pure and loving we are, and they hate us for it. They want to destroy us. But I'm getting too strong for people to be able to get to me anymore. But I still have, my mom ended up leaving. Like, I told him, like, I don't want to see them again. So they're just so horrible. I begged my mom to stay for one more day, because I felt so traumatized, and I said, like, she's abusing me my whole life, and she just says, no, the abuse was yours, even though that's just not the way it is. That's what I, like, really, like, can't stand about ENFPs, is that they can be so abusive, and then they will only abuse you further and blame you if you call them out for it. It's true. But anyway, doesn't matter how perfect my integrity is. Everything's always my fault, and I'm always the scapegoat. And it really doesn't matter, because I have my pure spirit. But, like, you know, it's been just such a lonely journey, so much of the time, trying to recover from being crippled. And now, like, I'm sitting here and, like, I'm, like, healthy for the most part and out of pain, but, like, and I'm getting better every day, and like I'm walking pretty well now and getting around, and like I can take care of myself, but it's like it's hard, and I can't like type right still. My hands still feel numb. My feet still feel kind of numb, and like I'm just recovering slowly. And they said it would be weeks to walk normally, months to really get better. Myelination takes a long time. So yeah, so like I mean, as an INFP, like I feel this resonance with reality. You can literally feel, FI can feel when something is real and true and fits in like a jigsaw puzzle piece into the complexity of everything. And they can also feel when something is off. Sometimes we so want things to be better than they are that we intentionally will ignore those negative signs or think that we can overcome them with our strength and purity. I think that's a pitfall, something to learn and evolve with. But like I see us as the source of strength and light and truth and vision in the world, and I think that's very genuine. Yeah, so anyway, like to me it's like this constant, like I'm getting strong enough to like really start to rebuild my life, but to me it's like this constant struggle because like I don't want to go out there and like expend all of this energy to talk to and meet people constantly, and that's really what it takes to like sift through society and find the really good people, because everyone's just like so gross and toxic and stupid. Like I love everyone, but like they're disgusting at the same time and draining, predatory, and like I don't know what to say. Like I always like hear people like talking about how like INFPs are like negative or melancholy or something, and like I just like I don't see it that way. I see it like we're the sources of like true happiness and joy in the world. We're just like the only ones who like actually are strong enough to face all of the negativity that every other type is sitting there creating. And just because like we're just sitting here like so busy cleaning up everyone's mess all the time and addressing it, you want to act like we're so like obsessed with negativity when like you're just suppressing it and avoiding it because you're not strong enough. And really, like, we're full of all of this light and love and joy. We're just warriors. So, like, I don't know. Like, there's more to this story, but, like, while I'm so incapacitated and unemployed right now, I'm just gonna, like, hopefully like really dig in and really develop my website, which I have all this vision for to be world changing. And it's good. Like it's a great idea. I just have to have that follow through. And like as an INFP, like I just think we really have to have like a genuine fire lit under us to accomplish what we need to. And something so daunting like this, like I'm afraid of all the work it's gonna take. I need to see some progress. So I'm gonna try. Wish me luck. I need more followers and more people to care. Give me some feedback. Tell me what you think. Call me out if you think I'm full of it. Insult me. Tell me how awesome I am. Whatever. Just talk. Be honest. And thank you so much. I'll see you guys soon.